April 20th, 2010, the oil rig Deepwater Horizon exploded after a seafloor oil gusher released over 4.9 million gallons of petroleum. The rig set on fire after a blowout prevention mechanism failed to initiate. The largest accidental oil spill in history saw 11 dead, with 17 others wounded. The aftermath of the explosion would prove to be deadly, with months of oil extraction taking place and the extensive damage to marine and wildlife inhabitants.
Where do I go? If you never try, then you'll never know. How long do I have to climb?
Petroleum, more commonly known as oil, is a heterogeneous mixture consisting of differently molecularly weighted hydrocarbons. The mixture that is petroleum consists of gaseous molecules, liquid molecules, and solid molecules. For example, lighter hydrocarbons such as methane, ethane, propane, and butane occur as gases, while pentane and heavier ones are in the form of liquids and solids. Although there is the solvent of water, oil, as we know, is completely insoluble in water. We also know that oil is less dense than water. This leads us to think that we could just skim the oil off the water to remove it, but there are many factors that contribute to the fact that the removal process isn't that simple.
There are many ways in which oil can get into ocean water. The most common source comes from natural seeps. Natural seeps from rocks below the seafloor leak oil. They are most commonly found in the Gulf of Mexico. Consumption is another way oil can contaminate ocean water. Consumption includes runoff from land and oil from marine boating and jet skis in coastal waters. Cars that leak oil on highways, which is washed out by rain, is also a contributing factor to oil pollution. Extraction also causes heavy oil contamination into ocean waters. This includes spills from offshore platforms and blowouts during efforts to explore for and produce oil and gas. The BP oil spill spilled oil as a result of an extraction error. The final contributing factor as to why ocean water is contaminated as a result of oil spills is transportation. This includes spills from tankers and pipelines, as well as intentional discharge from ships at sea. Oil can be detected in drinking water because oil is insoluble in water, making the oil very easy to detect on top of the water. Oil in drinking water has not been a problem in the past.
The process of oil spill cleanups affects humans greatly. Humans who are using bioremediation techniques and spraying chemicals are getting very ill even as early as 1 week of spraying chemicals. Some of the common complaints of some of the workers who are helping to clean up the oil spill have included chest pain, coughing, dizziness, headaches, respiratory distress, and vomiting. Also, the hydrocarbons that are in oil that comes from the industrial pollution and urban runoff can cause cancer, birth defects, neurologic delays, and liver damage. The oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico impacted many organisms that live in the ocean. It destroyed the ecosystem that they live in because when birds, for example, get oil on their feathers, the water and the oil form a mousse which sticks to their feathers, thus making their feathers unable to provide warmth for the bird, and the bird gets hypothermia. Less than 1% of all birds that got covered in oil survived. As for fish, oil can cause disruption of reproductive hormones and behavioral changes that lead to the reduced reproduction rates or affect the care of their young. As for the ecosystems, when oil seeps into the ground where crude oil is extracted from the ground, gases can become trapped beneath the surface of the earth. Occasionally, this can cause explosions, which could essentially lead to an oil geyser. This has the potential to contaminate soil, plant life, and other organisms in the area. As for air pollution, burning oil releases carbon dioxide, which causes global warming. As of November 2nd, 2010, 6,814 animals were killed as of the result of the BP oil.
Bioremediation is one solution to cleaning up oil spills. Bioremediation uses microorganisms or biological agents to eat away and break down the oil. Controlled burning can effectively reduce the amount of oil in water if performed properly. However, it can only be done in low wind and can cause a lot of air pollution. Oil spills can also be cleaned up by releasing dispersants into the water. Dispersants act as a detergent, clumping around the oil globs and sinking them down to the ocean floor. Vacuum and centrifuge is also a popular option to clean oil spills. Oil can be sucked up along with the water using a vacuum, and then a centrifuge can be used to separate the oil from the water, allowing a tanker to be filled with near pure oil. Although the water is returned to the sea, small amounts of oil go back as well. This problem has hampered the use of centrifuges due to a U.S. regulation limiting the amount of oil in water returned to sea. The EPA constantly monitors oil spills. The EPA monitored air, water, sediment, and waste generated by the cleanup operations after the BC spill. They also passed the Facility Response Plan, the National Contingency Plan, and the Spill Control and Countermeasure Rule to help limit the amount of oil accidents each year. It is also mandatory to report safety requirements to the EPA. Industry can help by complying with these EPA regulations. We can all help stop oil spills happening in the oceans by using less oil, which means that less will have to be transported. We can use less oil by not using our cars and walking or riding a bike instead. We can also use less oil by paving the roads with cement.